This half hour with a recap here and new at noon. From housing to voting in the Commonwealth, two Virginia senators touched on an array of issues facing Hampton Roads. Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine met for a Senatorial Forum in Norfolk. Casey Baylor explains what they're looking to accomplish before the next session of Congress.
Mental health resources for military members, voting, and concerns over TikTok are just some of the issues business and community leaders shared with U.S. Senators Tim Kaine and Mark Warner. They met in Norfolk for a Senatorial Forum hosted by the Hampton Roads Chamber Monday morning. The end-of-the-year government spending bill is top of mind for the senators. Senator Warner says he's hoping to avoid a continuation of last year's budget.
What that does to shipbuilding, what that does to new projects at military installations, what it does in terms of not giving folks the 4.6% pay raise they get in the military would be a disaster.
Senator Kaine says the government spending bill on the table will fund several projects here in Hampton Roads.
We have $30 million for Kaine Island expansion, which will enable the Port of Virginia to pursue its path of being the most active port on the East Coast.
He says it will also include $25 million to save Tangier Island. At the same time, they are also working on another massive bill focusing on military spending. Warner says he's included items to address clean housing and food insecurity.
If you're deployed and you've got a spouse and kids back at home and they can't put food on the table, that is wrong. And this military bill, this defense bill, helps us solve that.
With an end-of-the-week deadline to decide on the government spending bill, Kaine anticipates it taking a few days after the deadline to get it done.
And it is a really solid spending bill for the country, for our national defense, especially for Hampton Roads.
In Norfolk, I'm Casey Baylor for 13 News Now.
Senator Mark Warner says if the government spending bill passes, there's a possibility to add more items to the budget like electoral and sensible immigration reforms.